Announcing the commencement of the first purge.
I want you to change the world, and don't think that this is going to happen peacefully or you can do it alone. We need to kill the rich. You get out there, you use your weapons, and you rip Washington apart. You hunt down the billionaires, the bank bosses, the CEOs, the scumbags, and the liars, the governors, the lobbyists, the senators, because they're all the same, and you hang them.
Just remember all the good the purge does.
Good morning, everyone. It is August 13th, 2018. I'm Eric. How's everyone doing? I hope you are well. I'm here at the All News Pipeline. More evidence the invasion and overthrow of America is being orchestrated by our own corrupt elite, who have in effect declared war upon our nation. And subheading or title, if we don't fight back, we will be impoverished, enslaved, and exterminated. This comes from William Stoker. If we don't fight back, we will be impoverished, enslaved, and exterminated. And I would argue that we are quickly becoming impoverished and have been enslaved since the conception of this country. At least, perhaps enslaved since the Civil War. Immigration, both legal and illegal, is destroying America. We are gradually being turned into a third world hellhole of a nation, overpopulated, divided into warring factions speaking a multitude of languages. Of course, the real reason is to provide cheap labor for our big corporations and voters for the demon craps. Now, I pronounce it like that on purpose. While I do not care for either ideology, I will flatly admit that the conservative ideology is far, far better than the liberal ideology. But both are still control freak ways of thinking. And beyond that, the billionaire bankers who control both parties and the deep state want our sovereignty erased as we merge into a global fascist state, the New World Order. We're told that diversity is our strength, and that the immigrants give more than they take, which isn't true. Since many come across the Mexican border, we are also reminded that we did, after all, steal much of Mexico's best land. In fact, there is an entire myth about this. Once upon a time, we are told, a happy, peaceful race of brown-skinned people lived in Mexico, California, and what is now the American Southwest. They farmed, they ranched, and worked as blacksmiths and silversmiths, bankers and lawyers and shopkeepers. They were the mestizos' ancestry, mixed Spanish and damn it, I'm having a hard time pronouncing this one. Amerindian. There we go. So at least some of their ancestors had lived here for centuries, even millennia. But then a mighty horde of tall, blonde, Aryan Nazis arrived, wearing mirrored sunglasses and speaking with a southern accent. Deplorables, all of them, bitter clingers. They unleashed the Mexican War upon the happy brown people, and with the 1848 treaty, stole all of their land, their businesses, their homes, everything. Those brown people who did not flee south to Mexico were slaughtered ruthlessly, or became victims of racism, their property stolen from them, reduced to the status of second-class citizens in what had been their own homeland. So, of course, in the decades since, Mexicans have been sneaking back to reclaim what they believe is rightfully theirs. Aside from the fact that many of our immigrants do not come from Mexico, and the fact that they are settling not just in the Southwest, but all over our former republic, there is a number of things wrong with the myth. Firstly, the American people did not steal land from the Mexican people. The U.S. government wanted California and Texas and the Southwest and stole it from the Mexican government. The Mexican government even gave the U.S. government the perfect excuse for the Mexican War. Mexico maintained that the agreed-on border in South Texas was the Nueces River. I think that's how you pronounce it, but I'm not sure. While the U.S. believed that it was the Rio Grande. So, in the hopes of taking a small area, Mexico sent troops across the Rio Grande, igniting a war that would cost them far greater territories. The treaty ending the war allowed Mexican citizens to stay if they wished, becoming full U.S. citizens with all their property rights, and most of them did stay. Certainly there were examples of racism. Certainly unscrupulous Americans cheated some Mexicans and stole their property. But these cases were few. In general, property rights, including those of America's new mestizo citizens, were better protected than was the case in Mexico, where to this day large numbers of small farmers are still landless peasants. As to racism, look at photographs of large numbers of ordinary Mexicans, and then look at pictures of the last few Mexican presidents and other top officials and wealthy private citizens. Most of the ordinary people are clearly mestizo, far more Amerindian than European. But among the elites, the reverse is true. The Mexican elites are far more racist than our own property class, and mestizos in the U.S. suffer less discrimination than their counterparts south of the border. But this has not prevented leftist immigrants and native Chicanos from forming racist, leftist organizations dedicated to promoting open borders, teaching Hispanics to hate white people, and even advocating for reconquest of the southwestern U.S. Many of those advocating for the reconquering want to create a new nation called Aztia or Azatine or some shit after the mythological or mythical original homeland of the Aztec people. The Aztecs, you may recall, practiced mass human sacrifice, torture, and even ritual cannibalism on a massive scale. And the very name it's Aztlan, is eerily similar to Atlantis, the original evil empire. How does he know that? How do they know that Atlantis was evil? This is a quote from the La Raza founder, and La Raza simply means the race. We have an aging white America. They are not making babies. They are dying. The explosion is in our population. I love it. They are shitting their pants with fear. I love it. We have got to eliminate the gringo, and what I mean by that is if worst comes to worse, we have got to kill him. And this comes from a professor from the University of Texas. Not really sure how to pronounce his last name, but I'll give it a try. Jose Angel Gutierrez. I suggested in my one and only book that the modern Luciferian cults originated there. One of the organizations promoting all of this is the Raza. I'm not sure. Unida Party. Raza is Spanish for race. We all know that if any white organization called itself the race, they would be accused of racism. But as they say, if the left didn't have double standards, it would have no standards at all. Supporting the same cause as MALDAF, the Mexican American Legal Defense and Education Fund. And then there is MECHA, that's an acronym for something I'm not even going to try to pronounce. It's a group which also supports the Gilbert movement and is pro-Islamic. The West, including America, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and Europe, is being invaded by Muslims and third world people. And the invasion is being orchestrated by our very own corrupt elites who have, in effect, declared war on their own people. The sooner we realize that, the sooner we can begin fighting back. And if we don't fight back, we will be impoverished, enslaved, and exterminated, lock and load. Look, we're already slaves. And there's no debating this, okay? If you can be kidnapped and thrown in jail without due process, you're a slave. If your property can be seized through what they call civil asset forfeiture, you're a slave. There's no denying this. And if you try to deny it, you are not thinking in a rational, clear manner. I thought I would share this with you because, as I keep saying, these people are being allowed here to replace the white population. And I think they're going to be used as the liberal forces, along with people like Antifa and BLM. So, anyway, thought I'd share this with you. Hope everyone has a great day. Kill the state before the state kills you.